Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish.
It's the Daily Dish time. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Jocelyn. I'm so glad. First one's in the house. Forgive the Bride of Frankenstein here. But, you guys, I have this whole summer, I've been embracing the curly. So this is all my weird curly hair, and I'm letting it air dry a little bit. But it's just looks really bad right now. So I put it up so it wouldn't scare you. That's just the truth. Hello, my friend Jeanette. It's so good to have you here. And I love it when you show up. I love it when you say hello. Yeah, I've got some tan going on here. A little tan. This is with sunscreen, y'all. So I'm just letting you know. But I can always tell when I get around very palish people, they say, you look so tan. My daughter is just, she has beautiful porcelain skin. And so, yeah, it's this color over here. Anyway, today's show, by the way, is going to be a BAM needle mover, I hope, for you. It has, for me, just writing it. Okay? I'm just going to let you know. Because one of the tendencies that I find in this lifetime is that we have this tendency to migrate back to our comfort zones. We stay there. That couch is comfy. Am I right? But what we need to be doing instead of that is really zeroing in on the discomfort. And boy, are we going to go there. We are going to go to the discomfort zone because, it's what we need to hear. Sometimes it's not what we want to do, but it's what we need to do. And maybe you don't want to hear this, but if you don't want to hear it, then you really do need to be here. I know I'm talking to myself too right now. Did you know we have a buy one, get one free right now with Hot Melt Mix? Buy one, get one. All you have to do is drop it in your cart. We'll take care of the rest, including the second free container. And I want you to know this. Hot Melt Mix has two key components that will absolutely help with everything. First of all, it's loaded with ketones. That means it's going to help you stay in ketosis. I take this every day. So does my husband. We all take it in this house. It is also full of electrolytes, so it's going to keep you hydrated. The other thing, I forgot about this. The other thing that we've done is we've added the hydration recipe ebook. These are little hydration recipes that we've put together, like, cucumber and mint and water, that kind of thing. But we have a whole bunch of them. And it makes you just feel like you're living in a spa all the time. We're giving you that for free. And it'll come with your receipt, by the way, when you purchase your Hot Melt Mix. But I just want you to know this is a need in this heat and in this summer. And strong suggestion is that you go grab yourself a container, because I'm going to throw a second one in there for free. Jeanette was saying you watched your sister-in-law play pickleball the other day and you thought of me. Well, I played pickleball this morning. My daughter said, well, send me a picture. She's posting it on social media. So I'm going to show you the picture that I sent her of my friends and I all playing. Cancel. Where is this? We're all playing pickleball, and I'll tell you, we had the best time. Here we are. Look, red-faced and everything. Look how red-faced. Right? That's Nancy and Linda. Those girls are good. And, we're all women most of them are in our 60s, and we got some good games in us still. It's really refreshing to be with women of my own age who are just super athletic and, running around the court like jackrabbits. I'll tell you that, especially that Nancy gal. She can do it. She can really, really do it. I admire that. I want to be that. I'm not as fast as they are. I'm working on it. So what else are we talking about? Oh my gosh. How about Saturday? Who's registered? Hi, Linda. Who's registered for the Full Bloom Transformation Workshop? It's just a morning. And we might do a few more of these. I like this idea of having morning workshops because you get some stuff going. It's like 3 hours in the morning, and of course breaks, etc., and handouts and teaching and all of that. And guess what? Then you've got the afternoon to cogitate and think. Then you've got time to put this whole thing together. My goodness, Vanessa! I have to tell, this is a funny story. Sorry, I'm going to go on a tangent. Do you mind? I am, by the way, I have just gotten a diagnosis of being ADHD. I knew it. But anyway, Jocelyn, I can't wait for you to be there. No, I really cannot wait for you to be there. It's going to be incredible. I'm putting the finishing touches on the workshop right now. Jenny and I are going over some stuff. I'm doing it all by myself on Crowdcast. Jenny's going to be gone. So you're going to have to all send me lots of prayers, good juju, and good vibes. I'm going to need that. But Vanessa, back to you. So last night, I posted an essay that I wrote about my mother's passing and the anniversary of her death and all of this other stuff on our Saving Dinner page on facebook.com/Saving Dinner. You can find it. It's right there. Scroll down to get it. And as I was answering some comments that people had made, lovely comments that they had made about that essay. And then I see Vanessa's little comment about something about she needed one of those videos. I was just thinking, I miss Vanessa. I wish she'd show up live. And here she is. Yay. You have no idea. I mean, I'm so honored to have you show up and be a part of my little world anyway. But when you're here live, it really is extra special. Right, Deborah? Right? Anyway, this Saturday, savingdinner.com/Bloom, a Saturday morning workshop called the Full Bloom Transformation Workshop. Now, if you think I can throw it all in 3 hours, well, it's going to be very, very difficult because this is an intensive concept of understanding that we who are of a certain age, and when I say of a certain age, you might say, but I'm only in my XYZ age. That's fine. But where do you want this chapter of your life to be? Where are you right now? Are you left behind in the old stuff? Just feel like you're treading water in quicksand? Or are you looking at your life as with the possibility of living in full bloom? That's what this workshop is all about. Hi, Lynn. I hope you're coming. That would make my day too. All these people that I know. I love when you show up. But anyway, it's Saturday morning from 10 a.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern. You will have breaks. You will have handouts. You will have an opportunity to do hot seats. And I'm making it very simple. There will be one hot seat question for you to think about. And we will post that. And then I'll give you a minute, to go on with that. It won't be a form that you have to send in and what have you. We just won't have time for that. So, and also Jenny won't be there. So, how am I going to be able to do that? I just decided to make it very, very simple. So if you're going to be there, I am going to have my pinkies flying up for you because I really want to see you there. savingdinner.com/Bloom. It's going to be right here. We'll have Full Bloom behind me. I might clean my desk up for you. I'm not making any promises, but I might do it. You have every confidence. She's training me after this. So I will keep my glasses on, make notes. So that's what we're doing this Saturday. And the other thing is with this transformation workshop, how we work these workshops is that you'll have an opportunity to say, this really meant something to me, right? Jot down the timestamp, right? When you jot down that timestamp, you can come back and watch it later. Because once you come to one of our one of our workshops, guess what? You get to keep that workshop forever and ever. Amen. So anyway, isn't that cool? So I want you there. savingdinner.com/Bloom. That's how you get there. She is amazing. Jenny's amazing. She can do anything. Pretty much. All right. The quote of the week, of course, is blowing me away. Without courage, one cannot practice any virtue consistently. And that's by the late, great Maya Angelou. The reason I like this is because it is courage that leads us into the path of choosing uncomfortable. Because uncomfortable is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is the thing that we need to jolt us out of the monotony and the mediocrity of maybe what we're choosing right now. And I'm not saying everybody is choosing this, but maybe in some area of your life, you're just settling. Maybe in some area of your life, you're not living in full bloom. Maybe there's more than one area of your life that you think it's just not vibrant. It doesn't turn me on. It's not exciting. As a matter of fact, I'm a little depressed or I'm feeling a little bit blah, whatever. But I saw this quote and I went, and I ran with it. And I've seen this before, but when I saw it again, it just made me go, I need that. And the quote is this: the quality of your life is dependent on your willingness to get uncomfortable. The quality of your life is dependent on your willingness to get uncomfortable. And that's the truth. Because you know what that's suggesting? That your personal growth and fulfillment are linked to your ability to embrace discomfort and to say no to the comfort zone. I always say that the couch wants to suck your butt right into it and keep you there. The couch is comfy. Netflix is great. Your phone is numbing. 2 glasses of wine can, make you feel just a little bit better. But when we are in the comfort zone, no growth is happening. No growth is happening. We're just sitting there like, happy fat babies in a bathtub going, wee, and splashing. But you got to get out of the tub, don't you? Growth happens through discomfort. Yay and amen, right? Pinkies up on that one. I think that discomfort is a sign of growth. When you feel uncomfortable, when it's hard, when you're doing something that you don't want to do, that one more rep at the gym, saying no to, the big spaghetti dinner and opting instead for, some vegetables and protein or whatever it is that you're doing. All of these things are put you in a place of discomfort, but all of these things are putting another pebble on that little pile of discomfort that's saying, look at me, I'm growing. It is a signal to you that you're growing, that you're becoming more and the best of what you are, and that you are up-leveling it and taking it to the next place. Do you see the significance in that? That's huge, because it's not just new skills that you're learning because you've bounded out of your comfort zone, but you've expanded your capability for everything, because you've added a little dash of confidence into what it is that you can do. Because you did something that was scary and unknown and risky to your amygdala, you have now just added one more thing into that pile of learning and growing and becoming. You're building this resilience as well. So while comfort zones might be safe, they are also stagnant. It is not like a babbling brook. It is a stagnant pool of water that mosquitoes grow in. Think of it that way. Contrast this in your mind. And when you stay in that stagnant pool, you are limited. You are limited, and you're also probably believing those limiting beliefs that all of us have about yourself. And you don't get to experience all this vibrancy that I know you want. So we've got to get into this place of saying, you know what? I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to go there, because I'm telling you, it's the only place that is going to give us what it is that we want. When we're willing to ask the questions, then we're going to get the answers. But if we just stay with our mouths shut, we're going to get exactly what we ask for, which is nothing. So what do you need to do? Number one is you need to identify your comfort zone. What is it? What is it? Is it just saying, I just don't want to X, Y, and Z, so therefore I'm just going to plunk it down on the couch and go into the zone of Netflix? Whatever it is, it's because you feel safe. That's part of the comfort zone, but you're also unchallenged. And we don't grow. We don't grow when we're unchallenged. We don't learn when we're unchallenged. And it could be a habit, it could be a routine, it could be a lack of a routine or ritual that you need in your life, or an environment, and it no longer serves you, but you stay in it and do nothing about it because it requires you getting out of your comfort zone, up and out of your comfort zone. So if you set yourself an intentional challenge, Fly Lady, brilliant idea. 5 minutes on the timer, go do something. Yes, that's an intentional challenge because it puts you in that place of making that next thing happen. If you follow me on TikTok, I don't know if you do or not, but if you follow me on TikTok, my closet has been making me nuts. And I fold things up, I stack them all up on this one shelf. It just wasn't working. And I finally decided, because Mark's like, oh, well, I'm not going to build new shelf. I'm not going to, all that. And I was like, okay, whatever. But I still needed to make it work. It was unattainable. It was just a mess. My whole closet still needs work, but start with something. So I took all that stuff off the shelf. I put it all on my bed, and it was easy because it was all my athletic gear essentially. So I had a thing for the socks. I got these tubs from Dollar Tree, $5, not the $5 tree, I should say. And in it, I've got my skirts. They're tennis skirts, but they're for pickleball. Skirts, I've got tops, I've got sports bras, I've got leggings. And because I'm not wearing leggings right now because it's too hot, I put the sports bras on top of that, easy. And then I've got them stacked and I've got them labeled. And so far, so good. But I did a little video on this because I was putting this off and putting this off and putting this off because I didn't have a perfect solution, like husband, get in there and build me the shelves. And instead, I just spent $20 at the Dollar Tree, the $5 tree, and came home with these bins, took my little, Sharpie and said tops, skirts, etc. So it's organized and it's there, and it made me feel so good about myself, but I had to get uncomfortable to do it. I'm not comfortable having crap all over my bed, and it's just too much. But you know what isn't too much? It's not too much when it's done. And I gave myself so many pats on the back when it was done. I sure did. And I gave myself a lot of credit for at least doing that and seeking a solution that may have not been perfect, but I asked myself the question, what would make this work for me? Knowing where all my skirts were, knowing where all my tops were, put like with like, those kind of things. Mind blowing. Am I right? So that was my plan. And out of this, what you need to do and what I need to do when we are getting out of our comfort zones is we got to identify where they are. We got to set an intentional challenge to get after it. And then we need to develop a plan. Well, my plan was what can I do to make this? I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree. Go there, get 4 tubs. It worked like a charm. Perfect? No. But excellent? You betcha. You betcha. And it made me feel good. And I was looking at the rest of my closet and saying, oh man, the rest of this really needs to be worked out. But guess what? I can do all the clothes on the bottom row next. And then I can go up to the top and go and do those ones next. It doesn't have to be all done at one time. It just needs to get done. And to do that, I have to leave the comfort zone of just saying, oh, I'll get to that someday, and putting it off and not wanting to be uncomfortable in the process of doing it. Did you hear me on that? In the process of doing it is a lot of where the discomfort is, not just in launching and getting it done, but in the process of. And I have on my TikTok, I have, like I said, I just took a video because my room just looked like awful. There was stuff on every surface. I had drawers open because I was taking stuff out and saying, this goes in here and this. But it was amazing what happened when I just put those like with like things together in those tubs. Like 80% of it was done. And then I moved the other stuff to where it needed to go, almost done. And then straightened the rest out and put it away, done. Then I made my bed properly and put the pillows on and took a video because look at my room now after that big project. And don't you know, there are more to come. I've decided just to break everything down and just do a little bit at a time. I told Mark, no more watching TV for me. I know I'm getting off on a tangent here, but this is how we get out of our comfort zone. Comfort zones for me, hey, it's, let's have dinner, watch a little news, and watch TV. I love to just zone out and watch TV. No, I have things to do. We have to change our mindset. So that's the other thing that we need to do. I mean, it's not just a matter of, doing something, just going along. Your brain does it first. Your brain is the one that makes up your mind. And when we don't do it right, instead of throwing the baby out with the bathwater and just getting ourselves all worked out, well, that didn't work. All we have to do is look at it and say, you know what? That's one thing that didn't work. It was an Edison moment. One more way that the light bulb didn't work. But we can keep coming back to this. And here's something else that I have learned. And I'm going to ask you if you've learned this one too, because I think it's really interesting. That the more you try these things with this attitude of, well, we're just going to keep going until we figure it out. Because if we understand that everything is figure outable, then and go in with that attitude, that's a mindset shift and a half. It's a growth mindset, by the way. I've endlessly talked about fixed mindsets versus growth mindset. But this growth mindset shift in thinking that I'm going to figure this out gives you a confidence right out of the gate, right? Doesn't it? And two, it gives you purpose because now it is up to you to find that way. Well, there's another way that didn't work. There's another way that didn't work, but it's work outable. It is. It all is. So there are lessons too that we learn, like this didn't work, that didn't work. Because what I had before in my closet, by the way, I bought these plastic dividers, like plastic divider things, so that I could stack stuff into in between these plastic dividers. But those, they're supposed to stick. They had like these sticky things so that, kind of like almost like bookends. So I had my skirts here and I had my tops there and I had, all of that. I did all of that, but it was a total disaster. And the things, eventually wobbled and whatever. So I found something that did work, these tubs. And maybe in a month, I'm going to say, you know what, those stupid tubs didn't work. But guess what? I'll be finding something else. That's getting out of your comfort zone. That is being curious enough to ask the questions of what would work. If this didn't work, what are the lessons from it? And what can I get that would work? The reason I got the tubs is because those wobbly little things, those little whatever dividers were, they didn't stand up. So if we adopt this growth mindset and we start asking those questions, it's intelligent. It's also emotionally intelligent because it's giving yourself the props, if you will, to say that, yeah, I'm smart enough. I can figure this out. I know that I can do this thing. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but if you're curious enough and you keep asking the same different questions and saying, what if I did this? And what if I did that? Creativity comes storming through the gates. Creativity is the answer to problems. We solve problems by getting creative. And how do we get creative? We get curious first, and we ask the questions. And the precursor to that, of course, is understanding that in order to do any of this, we cannot stay in our comfort zones because our comfort zones are just stagnant pools where mosquitoes grow, right? It's not this beautiful lake that I live on. It's not a babbling brook or the ocean. It is a stagnant, stinky pool, and mosquitoes love it, and they lay their nasty little eggs there so those nasty little insects can come out and suck your blood. And they literally do, don't they? And take it all out of you. And that's what happens to us. And we wonder why am I just feeling so, yeah, what's up? Maybe you're stuck. Maybe you're in a comfort zone. And we also have to, this practice of mindfulness, I've talked about this a bazillion times before, haven't I? But this practice of mindfulness is something that his psychologists bring to the table. This has been studied. There's science behind this. But if we are present and we are aware and we're feeling like this, feeling our feelings and all of that, and we're acknowledging the discomfort. Did I go blank for a little bit? All of a sudden, I saw the wheel turn. Are you there? Let me know if you're here. Just give me some pinkies up in the comments. Jeez, whatever. But this mindfulness thing is so critically important because it brings us into this place of curiosity, creativity, and, here we are. Here we are. Okay, there we go. Hi, Autumn. Okay. And you know what you know what else it does for your mental health? It calms you down. It takes the anxiety out and it improves our ability to respond in an effective way. Not just to respond like, blah, we don't need to be doing, I've done enough of that in my life. I don't know about you. I have. But I want to be effective. I want to be emotionally intelligent about it. I want to be thoughtful about that. And when I'm mindful, all of that comes with it. So and we hear mindfulness all the time, right? But think about that. Our mindfulness is when we're thinking about our thinking and making sure that we're proactive and that we're putting first into the equation our emotional intelligence, our thoughtfulness, our consideration, the love of our fellow human being, all the rest of it. Nobody wants to, by the way, be around somebody who you feel like you're walking on eggshells all the time with. I've been there, done that, and I've sworn it off. I've sworn it off. You don't have to be in that kind of a situation, and don't be that type of a person. Because you leave your comfort zone and because you're out there being a little bit risky, do it with this mindset of, this is what I need to do next. Have the confidence to know that the answers will unfold in front of you. I promise you, I promise you, it sounds really bizarre, but I promise you this is the deal. So I've got a few ideas and you'll see more. I'm just going to name a couple of them. But what are some unusual ways that you can go out there to practice embracing discomfort? I know it's a weird thing to do. But travel solo to an unfamiliar destination. I shared with you my trip to France. I went to France by myself in 2015, all by myself. It was quite the trip. And I told you, I had never even gone to the theater alone. But I did it to get out of my comfort zone. I did it because this was something I wanted to experience. And I didn't have anybody in my life to experience it with. This is pre-Mark. It was a wise decision, and it taught me so much about myself. Are you willing to do something like that? You don't have to go to France, but maybe you could do a trip by yourself or do something. It's incredible. You could maybe, if you're fearful of public speaking, go join a debate club or, what's the thing that they do where they make you speak? But, Toastmasters, that's what it is. Go or do Toastmasters. Anything that's going to make you say, look, that thing that you feared before, no longer. You don't have to fear that because you're doing it makes the fear lessen. And I'll tell you something, we all think this is a big, big takeaway. We all think we need to have the confidence first to go do this. That's not true. You know what's true? You need to have first and foremost is that you need to have the guts to do it and the confidence will follow. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. That's exactly the way that works. The other thing that you need to maybe think about is how about some random acts of kindness? Buy somebody behind you in the grocery stores groceries. Obviously you're not going to buy $500 worth of their groceries. But if, there's a lady behind you with 2 fussy kids and she's got just a handful of things, what if you did that? Just to do it. It's a random act of, and it just kind of, it unlodges something in your heart. How about trying and taking a cold shower? You take a hot shower and then put it on cold. It's good for you. It's good for your system. It's good for your immune system. And it feels terrible. I've done it. But try it. Just do something like this that is absolutely 100% is going to be uncomfortable. Because when we do this, it gives us that confidence and builds up our confidence account so that we can get out of the way of ourselves so that we can really be fully bloomed. When we do this, we go from avoidance to acceptance. Do you see that? We shift from avoiding discomfort to accepting it as a necessary part of our growth. We want to live our lives in full bloom. We want to live vibrantly. We want to live on purpose and for purpose. We declare that that's our birthright, to be the queens of our own lives. And the way that we do this is through a very uncomfortable process. It's just factual. It's the way it is. So can we accept that? When we do this, we go from a fixed growth mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset to a growth mindset. What a shift. And I've shown you before the graphic that we've created on this. A fixed mindset means that you don't believe you can do anything, pretty much, and then it's all over. A growth mindset says, why not more? Why can't I do this? And perhaps I can do that. He sees things just a little bit differently and with a lot more possibility. It takes us from the fear place to the place of curiosity. Curiosity asks questions, it paves the way to creativity, and creativity cures problems. There's a big pathway there, but not when we're sitting on our couches. We got to get uncomfortable. It's just the way it is. All right. Well, I blathered on. So good to see so many of you, and glad to have you back here, Vanessa, sweet thing. Say hello to the girls, by the way. And the rest of you, are you coming on Saturday? It's the Transformation Workshop, only 3 hours in the morning. savingdinner.com/bloom. Go get the details and come. I love that you were here so much. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I appreciate all of you so much. Don't forget about the workshop, though. Seats are going fast. savingdinner.com/bloom. Can't wait to see you there. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.